A narcissist is an individual characterized by a pervasive pattern of grandiosity, a constant need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others, an exaggerated sense of self-importance, and may exploit or manipulate others to achieve their own goals. You must understand that narcissistic individuals can display a sense of entitlement, a belief that they are special and deserving of preferential treatment. And it's important to note that narcissism exists on a spectrum, and not everyone who exhibits narcissistic traits has a diagnosed narcissistic personality disorder. Hi, my name is Remy, and I am an unburdening and identity restoration specialist based in the United Kingdom. Now today I'm going to be highlighting the various types of narcissists and their characteristics and behaviors, and I'm going to be highlighting about 7 of them, and these are some of the common types that we have, and I'll be highlighting them first before I then go in depth into giving you their characteristics. So we have the ones that we call the grandiose narcissist. We have the vulnerable narcissist. We have the malignant narcissist. We have the covert narcissist, the communal narcissist, somatic, and cerebral narcissist. So these are just some of the common types of narcissists. Now, let's look into what a grandiose narcissist will often display. Now, this is an individual that has an exaggerated sense of self-importance. This person, you'll find, has a constant need for admiration and a lack of empathy for others. This person, this individual, he or she will often believe that he or she is superior to everyone else. And this, I would say, is the most common type of the narcissist that you'll find. And may I just remind you that a narcissist is not limited to a romantic relationship. Now let's look at what we call the vulnerable narcissist. A vulnerable narcissist will have low self-esteem, yes, and is hypersensitive to criticism. I'm sure you thought every narcissist has a big self-esteem. No. This person may appear shy or anxious, but still have a need, a strong need for validation. So not all narcissists are very confident. Some of them are this. So they hide under this to try and kind of make you feel like they're better than you. Let's look at the malignant narcissist. This type or this person combines narcissistic traits with antisocial or sadistic behavior. This person can be very manipulative, aggressive, and lack empathy. So antisocial, sadistic, these are the kind of people that would not want you to mingle with your friends and loved ones, anyone. Let's look at the covert narcissist. Now, you must understand that covert narcissist is less outwardly confident, but this person will still have a strong sense of entitlement and a need for admiration. So, they are not very confident, but they still want to be admired. They may be passive aggressive and play the victim. So they are not onward with just being aggressive. So they look subtle, they look kind, but they still want to play the victim, even though they are the ones that have caused you the harm in the long run. The communal narcissist. These individuals seek validation by helping others and being seen as selfless. They often appear as generous, caring, but their actions oftentimes are very self-serving. So be careful that you're not receiving help from this kind of narcissist. Let's look at the somatic narcissist. This kind of narcissists will focus on their physical appearance and sexual prowess to gain admiration and attention. So they want to look good, they want to smell good. You'll find them talking about how good they are in bed and how many women or men, they have slept with, because it can be both ways. Let's look at the cerebral narcissist. A cerebral narcissist will emphasize on their intellectual abilities and believe that they are intellectually superior to others. So, for example, you'll find them that they will come into a space, and let's say you're saying something like, oh, I just got into school, and they're like, oh, how old are you? And you're like 19. They're like, oh, when I was 19, I had finished school and I was already doing my PhD. So, but they was like, oh, but that's okay, well done. So it's almost like they're saying well done, but at the same time they are suppressing the amazing achievement that you have realized in this short time. And it's important to note that whatever these people do is not always to harm you. Sometimes is an effect of how not great that they are themselves. Now, one thing I'm going to say is this: it's important to note that not all narcissists fit neatly into these categories, and some individuals may exhibit a combination of these traits. Narcissism exists on a spectrum, like I said at the beginning, and the severity and manifestation of narcissistic traits can vary widely amongst individuals. But one thing I will always say to you is this: if you find that you are dealing with a narcissist in any aspect of your life, I will often 90 over 100 advise that you seek some help, especially if you don't know how to bring yourself out of it. And may I also add this, that narcissists are not limited to romantic relationships. So you can have a narcissist as a brother, as a sister, as an auntie, as an uncle, as a mother, as a father, yes, as a friend. Narcissists can come in any shape or form. And one thing I also say is sometimes I find that people tend to always meet narcissists. And the question often is, Remy, why do I always tend to have a narcissistic friend, a narcissistic partner? And oftentimes it might be based on the fact that you grew up in a certain way, because our childhood has a great effect on how we turn out. So if you grew up with someone who, for example, was a cerebral narcissist who was also always suppressing your achievements, is always about them, making it look like, the academic achievement is the best that they could ever be, you'll find that when you get into spaces, you might always want to not talk about what you've achieved in life. You might find that when people are talking, you want to belittle yourself. So you find yourself, when people say, oh, that's amazing that you've achieved that, you find yourself saying something like, oh, no, it's not a big deal. It was not even nothing. I just did it in 3 months. So you find that you're always suppressing the things that you have achieved because you feel like it's not a big deal. And that's because you've all your life probably had people always telling you that it was not a big deal. Let me give an example. You grew up with a grandiose narcissist, self-importance, self-worth. It was always about them. And, you're always made to look like they're doing you a favor. So it could be a brother, it could be a sister, and who said to you that, listen, you're even lucky that I was born into the same family as you, because I don't even understand how you and I are brother and sister. Now, you might grow up into this person who, because you're seeking protection and validation, now end up in the hand of a man who is exactly like this. So you were seeking protection, but you find that you always believe that this person is doing you a favor. So this person is now also saying to you that, listen, you should be grateful that I'm dating you. I should have thrown you out. It's not like even you're a good cook. It's not even like you're good in bed. And then you begin to feel, oh yeah, he's doing me a favor. Now you must be careful, especially if you grew up in a home where narcissism was very present, because you have the probability of ending up with narcissists as friends, as colleagues. No, I won't say colleagues, but friends in romantic relationships. But you must learn how to detach yourself and disassociate yourself from this kind of experiences, because dealing with narcissists over time will begin to make you feel less of yourself, will begin to make you question yourself. It's only a matter of time before even how you begin to act makes people think that you're not even good enough or you're problematic. And this is because I always say this: if your mind is right, you'll act right. But if mentally you've been messed up, made to believe or think that you're not worthy of all the things that you are, that you're not deserving of the space that you're in, you'll begin to misbehave. So thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you at my next video. Bye-bye.